Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, now I need
571.
Now I need the blue coins.
We are not getting blue coins at this hour. Blue coins and sunshine salt.
Oh, that wasn't that hard. Thank you, RNG.
Because it's such a stupidly specific number, you kinda had to do what you did. No matter what you did, because 3s are odd. Damn it. Now I have to avoid money like a poor person.
It's literally just don't attack anything. It's that simple. Like, I don't want to be that guy because I was trying to avoid things are very annoying, but... Them towers Oh wait, I didn't find the warp in the clock tower. Fuck. Fuck.
Ah.
I wanted to technically do it backwards. I could either take the warp from the demon guest house, or I feel like at that point I might as well just do it this way.
Now I'm thinking about the sneakers that make Alucard taller. It makes his sprite
it makes the sprite 1 pixel taller.
This is a thing.
Yes.
In Symphony of the Night, the best is Castlevania. Everybody loves Symphony. It's apparently the best one.
Yeah, if you're a normie.
Damn it, Garza.
The best one is Portrait, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Hold. Yep, 573. Easy.
Fucking 100%.
Everybody loves Symphony.
Oh, fucking
It's apparently the best one, and apparently you're not a true Castlevania fan unless you've played Symphony. Meaning we're not true Castlevania fans, apparently.
Damn it.
People are selling greatest hits versions of that game for like $150.
Yeah, I know.
Why is the greatest hits version so expensive?
Because it's a game everyone wants, and
People hog the black label for like $400.
because no one wants a stinky greatest hits label. We've been over this.
Because people also hate greatest hits
Damn it.
for the other reason, and when I told you that, you literally broke. I wasn't expecting when I said that
Damn it.
I wasn't expecting when I said that statement for it to break you.
Because I didn't know that was a thing.
Greatest hits, the manuals are monochrome, and the discs have no color on the art. Greatest hits discs are silver with minimum colors. You know what's funny about that though? That PS1 Grinch game, black label versions are silver with just a bit of green on it.
Well, because it's a Grinch, that's one of those. Oh, wait, I didn't put... Because that's a Grinch, I feel like that's probably Well, on some level, that's probably a bit...
Person, you can literally do full color disc images. They could have actually just had an image of the Grinch.
My point was, I feel like that's probably somewhat intentional and not because of cheapness.
No, it would be cheapness. Why wouldn't they do a full color Grinch image? Why would you do a minimalist silver disc?
Motherfucker.
Unless you're being cheap. Why would you not just go ahead and put the Grinch on the image?
Motherfucker.
It's silver with a bit of green.
What? Okay, what the fuck is hitting me?
What do you mean?
What the fuck is hitting me and I die?
You're falling onto a Medusa. See? They have touch damage.
I know they have touch damage. The problem is that it was a Medusa, I think, being covered by another Medusa.
Okay, that's not inherently the point, but...
Fuck the clock tower, I hate this area.
My point with the whole Grinch thing, the original print of that game looks like a greatest hit. The less color you have on a disc, the less money it costs. That minimalist Grinch design, I'm telling you, is because it was cheaper.
It probably was because it's a terrible license game.
Yeah, but it's just funny because that's similar to the greatest hits disc that people don't like, and you literally said, really, people? People don't like the greatest hits disc because they're silver with basically like one color. People want the full color disc art.
Honestly, I should actually probably, instead of a great armor, I should probably use one of the tails.
You went on a rant about, but half the time it's in the case.
It's either in the case or in the console. You literally can't see the fucking disc art.
And I said this partly in a different recording, but at this point, if you're just collecting for the PS1, generally get greatest hits versions. They're cheaper. And don't let anyone do the purist. You need a first print copy. Greatest hits version, that's not real PS1 collecting. These are awful. Bitch, I just wanted to play the game.
Unless the greatest hits version does actually have some type of problem, which it can happen. There is one game, and it's not a speed running problem. It's a actual problem where I believe there was like a manufacturing error when they pressed the greatest hits disc, so it actually has a crash the regular game doesn't. But I cannot remember what game that is.
I still think people are being sort of over dramatic babies.
Oh, yes, and that's why I said the only time I would say don't get a greatest hits is if the greatest hits is actually known.
Or if you really want to be sweaty, look up speedrun stuff, because sometimes the greatest hits version might not be speedrun compatible. And we talked about this in a different recording.
I have to use a high potion because this section is really fucking tight, and I've never seen anyone. Oh, damn it. I've never seen anyone do this section without taking damage. I don't get how you're supposed to do this without. It's not that one. It's a later one of them. Oh, I believe it's this one. Oh, I actually did it. Holy shit! I've never done that before.
I said,
motherfucker.
I told you when you bitched about that on your own time that I said it was a very tight run, because I had seen one instance that wasn't on a recording, that was just you playing the game, and I told you. I didn't say it wasn't stupid, but I said it's incredibly tight. As for the greatest hits thing, if you're doing sweaty speedrun things, you might need an original print. But what people don't like to acknowledge, most people casually playing a game, unless a section of a game is so infamous that even a casual person might pick up a speedrunning glitch to skip it, greatest hits versions are normally cheaper, super available, and generally from a casual perspective, like exactly what you would want if you wanted to play the game.
Ow. Ow. This room is very similar, where it's like, I have basically never seen anyone get through this, like, entire thing without taking damage. Because, like, shit like that, what the fuck am I supposed to do there? Like, I literally don't understand what the fuck they want me to do there.
The reason a lot of this was just on my mind again is we were starting to do some retro collecting, and it's just like, yeah, PS1 games we could get infinitely cheaper if I get the greatest hits version and don't give a fuck, because in a more casual playthrough the greatest hits are fine. And even then, unless a speedrunning glitch was literally based on something that was super, super broken, a lot of greatest hits PS1 games actually don't have speedrun glitches patched out. Because reprints patching out glitches normally patch out...
They normally patch out a glitch if it has a problem. Like, if a glitch causes a problem,
Yes.
like it being known to cause like soft locks or something. God damn it, I hate this room.
Or just anyone going back and cleaning up the code and realizing the code was fucked up. So a lot of greatest hits PS1 games are actually speedrun compatible, because so many games, unless it was literally a... Now, with that said, it depends on what the glitch and context is, because, like, the Shindo version of Mario 64, because backwards long jumping and stuff was literally an error in the code, they literally patched out that error. So, when it comes to, like, greatest hits revisions, if a speedrun glitch is missing, it's normally in the wheelhouse of... Oh!
Damn it, what the... Oh, there's spikes right there. It's like, what the fuck killed me?
If it's a greatest hits version, you only get stuff truly patched out if it's in the wheelhouse of a more horrible, obvious coding error. But if you're just casually playing games, realistically, don't let people give you crap for buying greatest hits versions.
You know, besides making them all the fucking petrifying Medusa heads, I'm also going to say it. I feel like just infinitely respawning randomly generated enemies, that shit is not difficulty.
When we start getting some PS1 games,
like that, I feel like that...
Should we do the dirty deed and get greatest hits versions for pennies? Because I literally said, like,
yeah.
If you really think about it, it does not matter.
Yes, it doesn't matter, but I can, like, as much as I make fun of you people...
Oh, the color is fucking ugly! And I think people getting hung up on the disc art thing is a little bit, like, semantic and stupid. I will agree the color is super ugly, and I do wish they had went with something that isn't basically what is a couple of shades of, like, baby poop green. Because it is a god-awful green, because not a single company did, like, super reasonable, like greatest hits type things.
Okay, in the 360 era, because Microsoft called their greatest hits, I believe, a platinum, like, edition, or like platinum version or something. It was a silvery platinum color. That one, I think.
Europe, for one of the PlayStation consoles, actually does platinum editions.
That's,
What?
I believe that's, a PS1. Also, look, it's a JoJo reference. So much so, I've heard people say apparently he's voiced by the guy who played Dio in the OVA, but I don't know how true that is.
So, okay, European physicals
Ow.
have an actual good-looking greatest hits. Because instead of picking a gaudy color, they picked that platinum color, and that actually looks reasonable. PlayStation, I will agree, the god-awful...
Oh, shit.
Now, with that said...
It was fucking 11. That shit ain't worth it.
Now, with that said... I know they're not called greatest hits because every console did a different name, but the yellow for the GameCube was not the...
Okay, the GameCube is greatest hits. I know what the GameCube was player's choice.
Choice, yes.
Because the reason it was called that, it was games that sold over a certain threshold. I don't remember what that threshold is, but...
I believe it was 1 million. If it sold 1 million copies, it became player's choice.
And here's where shit starts to get obnoxious. I don't... Now damn it, because I do not remember the way it fucking goes. It's not. Okay. Oh, damn it. L.
I think GameCube was 1 million. So, yeah, European PS1 games look okay. I will give you the PS1 greatest hits are fucking fugly, but if you really just want the damn game, I do think getting the cheaper, readily available doo-doo games that nobody wants is like, you fools, I'm literally trying to collect, especially if you're collecting to just dump the games. Because if you're collecting to just dump the games, it's like, you're probably only going to look at that case and game once. Unless you are the kind of person that has your, like, virgin shelf of look how much money I spend.
And there's the because I fucked it up, they just now tell me the order. Fuck you, Zephyr.
You always go on about the virgin shelf of spending. Because people like to display.
Except now I have the ability to stop time. Because, like I said, that is a JoJo reference. That is 110% a JoJo reference. You fight him on a clock tower, he throws knives and stops time. And he apparently says Dio quotes at you. But because I don't understand Japanese, I don't know if they are JoJo quotes. And like I said, because of this, I've heard people say apparently that's also the OVA voice. Now, let's show one of the other dumb and obnoxious to get sold in this game. How are you supposed to figure that out without a guide?
My explosions are so great, they can hit the tiny sprite in the background.
Okay, because it's a mandrake and the mandrake scream, I think the idea is supposed to be that because it's a scream, the sound reaches, and that's what does it. Yeah, flying humanoid is one of the ones most people don't end up finding, because how the fuck are you supposed to find that without a guide? Well, I asked that, but I think the actual answer is, I believe if you do buy those magazines from a Hammer, I think the magazines tell you about it.
Yes. Pretty sure.
Because, like, if I go to use item.
I think.
Yeah. There have been a number of sightings of the creature high in the sky. I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be it.
What?
Oh no! Let's call this vulnerable being the flying humanoid. Yeah, so it's literally the newspapers. The newspapers are what give you the hint to it. That is literally the...
What is Symphony going for at the very... Oh my god!
I keep getting distracted with things because of the...
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
I keep getting the...
However...
What?
I found a black label for under 150.
Huh, that's... That's surprisingly high for the black label. I keep...
What?
That's surprisingly, like, that's decently good for a black label.
Yes.
Oh, and with Symphony, I feel like the reason Symphony is the price it is, and this is really funny.
Most people's black label copies are like 200 to 300.
I feel like the reason
people are still hawking greatest hits for like 150.
I feel like the reason
Stop that.
Symphony is the price it is, and this is really funny. It has that re-release, except the re-release is only on PS4. The Requiem collection was never put on other consoles, so I feel like that is actually the reason it is so...
Yeah, this black label is in a great condition too. Shit.
What the fuck did Tombstone go? Yeah, I feel like that's the reason. Oh yeah, I can't go this way yet.
That still really expensive. This is a great condition black label.
This I should probably just
Shit. People are selling greatest hits copies for more than that guy's hawking a black label for. These prices should be illegal.
Got to here to save and okay now. Ow. Now that I have the ability to stop time, I have to go to the one under area.
Symphony of the Night should not be around 110 to like
I feel like it's all the
$350.
I feel like it's all because of the fact that yes, there is the Requiem on a PS4, but that's the thing, it's only on PS4. I do feel like if the game had maybe been put on everything that you know, well, I'm over here, I might like take a small detour basically to show something else because one, I need the map completion, so I'll have to come back here anyway and shit. But while I'm here, might as well do this now. Get the map completion of get up here, but then also show something else. So it goes. Oh, so I should put the heating eye back home. seriously, what the fuck is it?
Stupid expensive aftermarket games.
Even now. It's funny because that was the enemy I just killed. Ooh, super potion. Well, high potion. A high potion?
I was about to do that same thing.
This is what being sleep deprived does.
Basically. I mean, I'm sitting here checking eBay prices.
Because I'm not, because I'm, not,
Even some other games that I was interested in, that are kind of popular, people are hawking greatest hits for
because I'm not advancing
kind of high prices.
I'm not advancing the plot. I'm going to show something optional, and the other reason I haven't been thorough about filling the map out right now anyway is because I need to go back to certain areas with a few abilities later, like, anyway, so because of needing that's... Oh no, I need skeleton waiter. Where is the skeleton waiter? Waiter skeleton. And then, like, that's how you get the Yeti. Except on hard mode, the Yeti seems to have a lot of HP. It's like, you literally just throw the food out, and if you throw the food out close to it, I want to kill it at least once. Ooh, first try. I already had that solve, but it's just, that's just funny. Now I have the power of Dio.
Stupid expensive aftermarket. Even reasonable-ish games, the greatest hits versions are still kind of pricey. And while a lot of those prices, I think, are decently reasonable, and I wouldn't inherently call crazy expensive, I still do think a lot of people hawking some of those greatest hits versions for kind of high prices. It's like,
I'll buy it for a high price.
because if we're gonna do that thing a lot of people do, we're going to talk about a value, then if all of y'all are gonna bet that, like, the Mario Galaxy 1+2 isn't worth $70, I can bet that, like, Spyro 1 Greatest Hits ain't worth $50. Though paradoxically, for the Spyro, it might be better to get a Greatest Hits version.
I can't remember, is that a game that actually fixed problems in the...
I don't remember anything being fixed, but remember, and when we get around to other stuff because of what we had planned, years ago, because Sean loves the Spyro games, we have a Let's Play that is Spyro 1 on the PS1. And Shine used an old copy of Spyro 1 that he had. And due to that copy, I'm pretty sure, being a Black Label copy, it's one of those H Spyro 1 copies where a lot of levels are missing music.
Yes.
Because the disc has very specific damage where the...
Actually putting the Chaos Ring on for a second, just to make the traversal faster, damn it. Damn it, man, it's too slow. Just to make traversal faster so that I don't have to constantly have my MP regen, because this is the a part of the map that's just a bunch of like straight lines and shit. Oh yeah, oh wait, you can't do that.
You can't in the water.
I forgot about that.
My point with the Spyro, I think greatest hits versions are a little bit more stable with audio. Even though people are still fear-mongering now, like every disc-based console, that the disc lasts 30 minutes and that's it.
I love doing that in this area. Unfortunately, when you activate those, you can't turn around.
Yes.
Man doesn't have a turning around sprite.
Because that's going to be kind of the funny thing with jumping into PS1 and stuff, collecting some games, probably effectively redoing Spyro where I play it and then I actually play 2 and 3.
Ow. Oh bullshit, the like skeleton guys are immune to the time stop. Julius. I'm fine, don't worry. What, you done already? So much for the legendary Belmont. Talk all you want. Hey, punk. Looks like I can get me a little payback from you. But I'm not at like...
I'm not at full power. Just yet.
The throwing chamber on the top floor,
you were heading there, weren't you? That's where we'll settle the score once and for all. Scores.
Watch it, it's tough, especially for me, since I can't use magic seals. Hold on, Julius, you can't use magic seals?
What about it?
Well, didn't you run into monsters that you couldn't destroy? No, I destroyed them before they could reconstitute. They weren't a problem. This man is that much of a fucking Giga Chad, he can ignore the game mechanics.
Yes.
But at this time, I don't think that will work. But if we if we also use the Julius mode in the first game, even though it's not canon, if we use that as a basis, man, it's just casually immune to time stop. You've got to be joking that it shouldn't be possible. Forget about me, you can go, I'll be fine. Watch out for his fire attacks, but you can do it. Don't disappoint me. Got it.
So yeah, that'll be funny and random. I play the Spyro games. Looking at those. And then get the original Crash games. No! Crash had a perfectly good...
Oh.
Crash had a perfectly good remake. My problem with the Spyro remake, because there is still massive conflicting reports on this, and I have asked about this, and I have had people literally act like I'm lying, even though I'm asking a question, not a statement. I know for a fucking fact, reprints of the PS4 version of Spyro contain all 3 games on the disc. And I saw one person state, no, the Switch version was actually also reprinted, but they did the same lazy packaging. Except, I can't confirm that. And I'm not going to buy like 1,000 copies of the Switch 1.
If it literally was the same idea as the other copies, because I looked into this trying to see if they were consistent, and they did reprints for every region, for every console, it would mean that the Switch version, much like the PS4 version, should have an updated serial code and copyright.
Yes.
Because they have that updated copyright.
But I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, I couldn't find...
And I'm not getting a physical copy of Reignited Trilogy on Switch because you have to download everything.
Oh, I said the flying humanoid was useless because it increases int and luck. The int side of that is actually very useful.
I love that you call that int. You know, it is int, but you used the shorthand instead of saying...
It's at def star con int look. What? I don't know what I want to use for this because this fight's an asshole.
So we'll probably play the original Spyro trilogy because to quickly talk about that for just a moment, we don't own a PlayStation 4 or 5, so I don't want the physical Switch version because that's worthless. I'm not saying the remake is bad, but the remake forces you to download, except the PS4 reprints don't force you to download, but to know if you have a PS4 reprint, you have to buy the game and open it. If you have a PS4 reprint, you have to buy the game and open the box.
Yeah, I could see what type of damage the game is. Like the boss is weak too, because I don't remember and change accordingly.
So, we'll probably touch the classic trilogy. Remake is perfectly fine. It just cheaps out on the Switch and it bothers me.
I love this boss's name, but I hate this upcoming fight. Because it's the Bat boss, but it's
a Bat company.
So it's also a JoJo reference.
Yes. Those are some pretty low resolution bats.
It's because there's a bunch of them. Okay, it's weak to fire. If it's weak to fire, where the fuck is the flame?
Damn it, I couldn't. Low resolution bats in 2025? 0 out of 10, Nintendo. There are people like that.
Yes, I know. Where the fuck is the flame demon? Damn it, where the fuck did that? Oh wait, no, it's a bullet cell. Where the fuck did that go?
Flame demon.
Oh, this is also actually fire-based, so... Oh, actually the... I'm going to keep the... I'm going to keep the, infinite, like, magic ring on. The reason I'm keeping that on is I fucking hate this fight. Like, I really do not, like this fight. Like, I love the boss's name, but I hate the fight itself because the problem with this fight is the fucking hand form and that form that's a giant moai head, the hitboxes on those can be absolutely fucky.
Yes.
Like, this hand has Dark Souls style fucking hitboxes. Damn it. Wait, I move it goes. Excellent. Damn it. That's not down. Fuck it, Damn it. Ooh. Fuck you. Fuck you, Bat Company. Transform into a bat. Go up, Bat Company. Again, I love the name, but I hate that boss fight. That boss fight is a massive pain in the ass. When it becomes the giant hand form, its hitbox is super weird and janky. And when it becomes the moai head form and starts basically going up and down and shooting the rings, that's also kind of a pain in the ass.
Stupid Activision, stupid Spyro reignited.
So that's why I was,
That's my only beef with the Reignited trilogy. They were cheap and lazy.
Yes.
When you learn why they were cheap and lazy, it's rather sad.
Wasn't it because Activision being Activision had, like, no faith in that, so they basically
No. No. It's the other stupid and sad.
Why?
What would be a reason that would force a massive download?
Wasn't it that the game was rushed, so because it was rushed, because the download was 2 and 3 weren't finished?
Yes.
As Activision do.
There you go, Gerson. You said it. The original print run is just 1. And the reason the original print run is just 1 was all that was done.
And now that... And now with the bat ability, the flying armor is basically worthless, so can set the Bat Company to that. And Puppet Master is also actually worthless now because the bat's hitbox is small enough to just fly through the little a hole, so I can set that to something else.
Anyway.
Zephyr. So that will officially be my mobility. So.
Yes. It is literally... Let's talk about that for a minute, because I have nothing better to do. The game was rushed. The original print run is just Spyro 1. 2 and 3 weren't done. That's the only reason. It's not that they didn't have faith in it. Remember, why did they greenlight that in the first place? Because Crash blew the fuck up. They had faith in it. And because they had faith in it, that's why they made them rush. Crash was the experimental. They had no faith, so they just left these guys to do what they wanted. Now that they had a success on their hands...
I need to see what it... Oh, and of course you're immune to time stop. Oh, Devil! Yeah, so you actually could get the Devil Soul kinda early.
Yes.
Because it is it from those guys. I couldn't remember if that enemy was a devil or an archdemon, because they use a very similar sprite. Remember, man was given no budget.
Yes. So, basically, yeah, the Spyro was rushed. And because it was rushed, the first game was the only thing they put in the initial runs. The download is 2 and 3. And some people act like, oh, the Switch 1 wouldn't have had room for all 3 games anyway. Is the size for that?
I think because the games they're not super realistic, I think it was like 18 gigs or something. It's going to take me a minute to remember where I need to... go now anyway. I don't entirely remember where I'm supposed to go.
Let's go to the Nintendo website, because I want to be petty. Oh my god. I can be petty.
Oh, I believe it's that one.
Oh, I can be big petty.
What's the file size?
15.1 gigs. The highest available Switch 1 cartridge is 32 gigs. Now, I know someone might go, oh, but 15.1 is a little bit too close to the 16 gig. They wouldn't have wanted to pay for a 32. I can still be petty. They could have easily reprinted this bitch. Which you should have, you stupid.
Where is this the... Damn it, no wait, that's the one path, fuck.
Oh hey, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD is on sale. That is a serious sale.
What, how much is it?
$8.74.
Wow.
$8.74. USD! Also, the sale goes away in 13 days, and we're recording this on the 18th. Even if I start hoofing this over the next week, basically, if you miss that sale, don't blame us.
Okay, oh no. No, wait, that's the way to the true... Wait, is it this now? Is it this now? I don't remember where to go. So how long have we been recording?
What?
I said, how long have we been recording?
Well over 4 hours.
How far over 4?
About 20 minutes.
No, probably... Oh no. I'll stop in a minute then if... don't want to go too far over 4 hours. We've done other recent-ish recordings that have been about 4.5.
Okay, even with my new ability to deal with longer recordings, about 4.5 hours is, depending on the game, that can range like close to 100 gigs of footage or less. It depends on the game.
That's
and
why I'll stop if...
intensity.
Because I don't remember where to go. That's why if this is, like... If this is the thing that goes to the bad ending, I will stop.
We can stop because it is...
Nope, I don't... Nope, I don't have the...
crazy morning hours anyway.
No, nope, I don't have the one. Okay, I'll just stop because I don't entirely remember where to go.
This is fine.
I expected this was probably going to... I expected this was probably...
What? I don't mind going over the long... At this point, because I have now adjusted my settings, we could actually go a good bit over 4 hours, but I don't like doing that anyway, mostly due to file sizes, because we have that recording around 4 hours where we did Donkey Kong in multiplayer.
So then I'll stop.
And that was like 80 gigs. Now that
I'll stop right there and create a second save state. That can be the save state you use for the second recording, because a funny thing this collection actually does that will be good. I can lock that first save state I made all the way back at like the beginning of the game if I need to basically redo the whole game, and because that's locked, I cannot alter it. So we'll just do my one final save then and stop.
This should be fine.
And I expected it would be at minimum 2 recordings.
Yeah. It's been about 4.5. I don't mind going like 30 minutes over. I like keeping it to 4 hours, mostly due to file sizes. Because 4 hours of even just like 1080 60 FPS footage can run me like 50 to 100 gigs.
Because there was a certain point in
Now this collection
Because
is so basic. This is probably only going to be like 25 or 30.
Because there was a certain point where once I get to that point, I was going to stop and go all across the map to basically get all the remaining cleanup and shit. I've got to fill out that map. Because, again, I decided this, and I'm living
now
with
that
my
I'm
life
using
choices.
Handbrake, I don't mind slightly longer recordings because I'm using Handbrake. So, but I like keeping it. Keeping it around 4 hours, 4.5, maybe if we extend to 5, is just good for size reasons. Because the longer we record in a single sitting, even if I could manage editing that, we would be looking at like. Oh, yeah, we recorded for like 6 hours, so that's like 150 gigs or something.
I'm fine with stopping around 4.5 hours.
It's also crazy ass late early, so I'm gonna do my outro stuff. Okay. I know I wasn't talking on and off in that a lot because Curzon had played the game before, and I was just rambling, checking some stuff, adjusting the pop filter, so periodically that squeaking was me adjusting the pop filter on my microphone, because it's set up in a kind of stupid way, and I have it in a way where I can reach around and try to get my thumb underneath it, because I have it set up in a way where it's blocking the mute mute button on the mic, so I have to reach around. So, I can mute, which I'm about to quickly do. Not that you wouldn't know that. And then I unmute it. And so I can get my thumb underneath the pop filter, and I don't like that it leans, but I seem to have some, OCD and some other similar things related to that, because if things are slightly uneven, it drives me crazy. So I like having the room for my thumb, but I like everything being even. But with that said, quickly truncate everything I normally truncate. As always, I am basically going to be the beggar on the street, the vagabond sitting there with a cup of change or a flipped over hat, just begging. Could you spare a like, comment, and subscribe maybe? Like, comment, and subscribe. You unfortunately need to shill. So my rule, so I'm not shilling all the time, I shill at the end of recordings. So if a video is a single recording, I will shill at the end of that type of video, but that basically means I am only shilling once per recording. So most of our YouTube videos don't have shilling in them, which I think is a good compromise. With that said, in the pinned comment and the video description are a bunch of social media links. I normally have those links. They're easy to find. Some of those sites are cesspools, but if I don't promote on problematic websites, I basically can't promote online at all. So you can follow me on social media. That really does help. That helps our communities grow. Mixed in with the social media links is the link to my Patreon. Lowest tier is $1. Everything should be self-explanatory. I don't do Patreon exclusive content, and I never will. That always felt dirty and gross. So, if you feel so inclined, you can give me some money. It would mean a lot, but I would rather be poor than nickel and dime people. I will keep saying this. I was looking at a couple of hard drives and a UPS battery backup, but again, don't feel obligated. That's why I don't like Patreon exclusive content because it feels like I'm trying to nickel and dime you or guilt trip you into giving me money. So, only do that if you feel absolutely inclined. Every dollar helps. I am grateful for even a single USD. With that said, I'm going to do the full outro now. This was most of the game, but it has been a minute. We do need to stop. So, this should be 1 or 2 recordings. Like, additional recordings is what I meant to say. 1 or 2 additional recordings. Probably 1. If I start editing this and we get back to this, shouldn't matter, but anyway. With this going up, this is basically our October Halloween event. So, it's the 18th right now, which is Friday. I'm probably going to start editing this Saturday or Sunday and just shoot, like, basically 30 minutes just straight for multiple days in a row. And we'll go until October 31st, and then any additional, basically, leftover parts will bleed into November, because we basically have about a little bit less than half of the month left. But with that said, I'm going to do the full outro now. I hope you all enjoyed this set of videos, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, this is a bit of a silly question, but I just thought I would ask, since me and Carson were talking about this. How do you feel about PS1 Greatest Hits versions? Because a lot of people hate the Greatest Hits versions, even though I don't inherently think they're that bad, but I will agree that Color of Green is pretty ugly, but I do think it is a bit ridiculous to basically shun people for collecting Greatest Hits versions if they just wanted a copy of a game, especially because not everyone is going to dip into speedrunning, and not every Greatest Hits version fixes all the speedrunning glitches in a game anyway. While I think they are a little bit ugly, and I will generally say I also do have a problem with that color, I don't really think PS1 Greatest Hits versions are that bad to collect, because on the aftermarket, so many people just sell those for infinitely cheaper prices. And I also think it's fucking stupid that we basically have this dumb purist approach to retro game collecting, where people will basically give you crap if you collect any of the Greatest Hits versions of games. And I mean that for all consoles, even though not every system used that label. Because every system, for a while, basically had their own equivalent to the Greatest Hits, where you would often get re-releases that were cheaper. And this basically provided a budget way to maybe get a game you missed. But we now live in a world where so many people will basically give you so much shit over collecting those, as if those versions of games are worse, when normally those versions of games are the same. And in general, even if they fixed weird speedrunning glitches, unless someone is actively going to learn a speedrun glitch those versions of games are fine because not everyone is going to dip into speedrunning, even though a lot of people act like you're stupid if your game is not 100% compatible with common speedruns. But follow my logic here, not everyone cares to learn dumb speedrun techniques. Most people that play games play them casually, so most people don't give a flying fuck that they can't do speedrun glitches, and if people are interested in speedruns, they'll normally look up what versions of games they need for speedruns, but otherwise, most casual people don't care. Hell, I don't even do speedruns, but I've picked up a few speedrun glitches over the years in some games I like, and I've even tried to teach some people some speedrun glitches in order to basically skip past and or speed up problematic areas, and I've had a bunch of casual people give me crap because a lot of people are actually purists when it comes to the intended experience. So even learning a minor speedrun glitch, they will basically ignore anything related to speedrunning in order to keep things super pure. A good example of what I'm talking about, even though I think this guy was being a massive asshole for effectively no reason, because I was talking about something I wanted to do, because I wasn't even trying to get him to do this, I was talking about myself. Dude was playing Sunshine, and I basically brought up the Gelato Beach Skip, where you can basically use a coconut and clip through the one fruit stand to get into the glass jar with the shine in it. And I was talking about how I wanted to learn that skip. And I basically said I didn't tell him to try it. I said I wanted to learn it. And dude goes off on this rant in kind of a mocking voice where he was basically like, oh, a lot of people watching the stream are probably playing the game for the first time. Something like that wouldn't be really useful to them now, would it? My dude, I said me. I wasn't telling you to try a speedrun glitch. You don't have to be a dick if I'm talking about learning a speedrun glitch on my own. Some people are purists that will never do speedrun glitches at all because that goes against the intended experience. Even if a few small glitches here and there can speed up and or skip problematic parts of games, so most casual people don't care about speedrun glitches. And hell, a lot of casual people, especially when it comes to streaming and stuff, will basically give you crap if you try to get them to do speedrun glitches. I know I've basically pissed off a lot of Twitch streamers over the years by bringing up speedrun glitches. Very few of them actually handled that in a way I would consider nice. I did get a few people that were at least nice enough to not be massive condescending assholes when they basically effectively told me to fuck off. And that goes back to my overall point. A lot of people are purists and don't care about speedrun glitches in games. Like that one person that gave me crap because I basically bought a PAL version of Billy Hatcher, and dude was acting like I made a terrible purchase. And I basically said it was cheaper, and dude goes on his own tirade where he was basically like, oh, but you can't speedrun the PAL version, you need an NTSC version of the game. And I basically said I wasn't interested in speedrunning the game. And then this asshole gets really defensive and has this huffy, yeah, whatever, buddy, I'm just saying you can't speedrun. Bitch, I said I wasn't interested in speedrunning the game, and I said that in the nicest way possible without attacking you. And I feel like if you're going to approach doing speedrun glitches or not, you need to simply do what I did. Because I feel like most people that attack me for trying to get them to do speedrun glitches get all huffy and defensive of, oh, I'm not doing that. Oh, that's not intended. Oh, I'm going to play the game the intended way. Like, just be nice. But that goes back to my point. Greatest hits versions of games are normally fine, and this goes for any console that basically had those types of games, because normally those games are basically perfectly suitable for a good casual run. And if you want to get into speedrunning, you normally need very specific versions of games. And if you are actively going to do speedruns, I feel like you're going to actively seek out the version of the game you need. And if you learn that your version is not useful, you will probably get a version that is. But otherwise, it really does not matter unless a greatest hits version of a game is known for having some type of bug due to the reprint having some weird error or something. My overall point is this. Yes, they often look kind of ugly, but I do think they're perfectly good for a casual playthrough. It's a perfectly valid version of a game, and I hate that we do this dumb elitist gatekeeping like, oh, that's not a Black Label PS1 game. Your collection is horrible. You should never collect the greatest hits versions. You're an idiot. If people just want to play the damn game, it doesn't matter. Now, if someone wanted to speedrun and they didn't know that a greatest hits version of a game fixed something, then yes, that person's an idiot, but most people want to play a game, and most people that want to play a game are not sitting there looking up very specific speedrun nonsense. Most people want to play a game casually, and that's that. So, overall, to get back on topic here, I just wanted to know your general consensus on this nonsense, and as a bit of a bonus question, how many of you are also tired of this weird collection elitism where people will basically make fun of others for getting greatest hits versions of games? This also applies to, again, all the systems that did that, not just PS1 games, even though I will say that green is pretty ugly. I mean, in general, I can stomach it, and I don't inherently think it's the worst thing ever, but I will basically say, God almighty damn, they picked a horrid color for the greatest hits versions of games. So, I do agree with Carson, even if I think these are worth collecting because they are cheaper and normally overlooked. Christ, that color is really bad. And part of me does deeply, deeply hate it, but the other part of me thinks it could be worse, which is why I opened to this by saying I don't completely hate it, but I will generally call that color ugly since most console re-releases that were budget titles picked the god-awful colors, and I do wish they had done colors that were pleasing, something that didn't look like absolute ass, but I am getting way off topic here. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, If you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.